Welcome.
Welcome to the Everything Podcast Season 2 Episode 61. So in Season 2 Episode 60, which was obviously the last episode, I covered the 2009 specials of Modern Doctor Who, as well as set you a new challenge for the week, one of the weekly features called The Challenge. So in this episode I will be hopefully reviewing the entirety of Series 5 of Modern Doctor Who, as well as the 2010 Christmas special titled A Christmas Carol. But before we get to that, we're going to start off with this episode's feature, which is coming up this week. So as I've just told you, I'll be reviewing some more Doctor Who. I don't know how far I'm going to get, so I might get to Series 8, 9, 10, 11. I doubt I'm going to be able to finish it all in the week, but we never know. But yeah, we're gonna start off with, so before I get to reviewing the episodes, we're going to talk through the cast for Series 5 and A Christmas Carol for Modern Doctor Who. So the 11th Doctor is played by Matt Smith, Amy Pond is played by Karen Gillan, Rory Williams is played by Arthur Darvill, and River Song is played by Alex Kingston. Now, let's look at the original broadcast dates for Series 5 as well as A Christmas Carol. The 11th hour was first broadcast on the 3rd of April 2010, followed a week later on the 10th of April 2010 by The Beast Below. Then is Victory of the Daleks on the 17th of April 2010. Then we've got the first two-parter of Series 5 with The Time of Angels on the 24th of April 2010 and Flesh and Stone on the 1st of May 2010. Then we've got the Vampires of Venice on the 8th of May 2010, followed by Amy's Choice on the 15th of May 2010, followed by another two-parter with The Hungry Earth on the 22nd of May 2010 and Cold Blood on the 29th of May 2010. Then we've got Vincent and the Doctor on the 5th of June 2010, followed by The Lodger on the 12th of June 2010, and then the Series 5 two-part finale with The Pandorica Opens on the 19th of June 2010, and The Big Bang a week later on the 26th of June 2010, and the Christmas special, A Christmas Carol, was broadcast on the 25th of December 2010. So yeah, we're going to start off with the my review for Series 5 Episode 1, titled The 11th Hour. So in this episode, the TARDIS crashes into Amy Pond's garden. This story is the 11th Doctor's post-regeneration story. He's just regenerated at the end from David Tennant into Matt Smith at the end of Time Part 2. The Doctor eats yogurt, beans, bread and butter, as well as fish fingers and custard, as well as bacon. Before the TARDIS crash in Amy's Pond's garden, it is falling through London. Amy hates living in England. Here are a few clips from Series 5 Episode 1, titled The 11th Hour. Next up is The Beast Below, which is Series 5 Episode 2. So in this story, also stars Amy, who is now grown up. The Doctor, with Amy, slide down a tunnel into a rubbish dump. The Doctor and Amy are soaked. The Doctor tries to calm Amy down. Doctor and Amy are inside an alien whale-like creature. Amy and the Doctor have an argument and the Doctor yells. Here are a few clips from The Beast Below. Next up is Victory of the Daleks, Series 5, Episode 3. So Winston Churchill features in the story. Amy saves the day using human emotions, which is something the Doctor could never do. Here are a few clips from Victory of the Daleks. Next up is Series 5, Episode 4, titled The Time of Angels. So in this story features the return of River Song for the first time since Series 4, Episode 9, Forest of the Dead. This also features the Weekend Angels making their first appearance since Series 3, Episode 10, Blink. Here are a few clips from The Time of Angels. Next up is Flesh and Stone. So in this story, which carries on direct, because as I said when I was going through all the transmission dates, The Time of Angels and Flesh and Stone is the first Series 5 two-parter. The Doctor, River and Amy are being chased by the Angels and are trapped on a spaceship. The Doctor reveals his plans to the Angels. The Angels fall through a crack in time. Here are a few clips from Flesh and Stone. Now it's time for Series 5 Episode 6, which is The Vampires of Venice. This story marks the return of Rory Williams for the first time since Series 5 Episode 1, The 11th Hour. The Doctor is cornered, the Doctor manages to escape. The Doctor is reunited with Amy and Rory, who are all being chased by fish-like creatures. Here are a few clips from The Vampires of Venice. Next up is Amy's Choice. So the Doctor and this story's villain, the Dream Lord, come face to face. The Dream Lord forces the Doctor, Amy and Rory to sleep. This is the first of Rory's deaths during the events of Series 5. Here is a few clips from Amy's Choice. Next up is The Hungry Earth, which is Series 5 Episode 8 and is the opening part of the next two-parter. The story takes place on present-day Earth. The Earth is disintegrating and swallows up Amy, with the Doctor unable to save her. This Doctor features the modern series debut of the Silurians. The Silurians think of the humans as primitive apes and vermin. Here is a few clips from The Hungry Earth. Next up, it carries on directly from the end of The Hungry Earth, because I said it's a two-parter, and it's Cold Blood. So the Doctor tries to strike an alliance between humans and Silurians, and this falls through. The Doctor disarms the Silurians. Rory sacrifices himself to save the Doctor, and Rory dies for the second time. Here are a few clips from Series 5, Episode 9, Cold Blood. Next up is Vincent and the Doctor. So the Doctor searches for one of his gadgets. He finds said gadget. The Doctor insults Vincent van Gogh inside the TARDIS where no one else is. The villain of the story is an invisible alien that only Vincent van Gogh can see. Amy and the Doctor scare each other. The Doctor and Amy take Vincent to present day to show him an art gallery and a tour guide who believes he is the greatest artist or painter of all time. Here are a few clips from Vincent and the Doctor. Next up is The Lodger, which is the final story before the two-part finale. James Corden stars as Craig in this story. The Doctor is trapped on Earth. The Doctor has psychic powers which he shares with Craig, which contains his true identity as the Doctor and all his adventures and obviously all his time with knowledge. Amy is in the TARDIS, which is crashing. Craig and Sophie kiss with motivation for Amy and the Doctor. The Doctor saves Craig and Sophie. Here are a few clips from Series 5 Episode 11, The Lodger. Next up is the first part of the Series 5 finale, titled The Pandorica Opens, which is Series 5 Episode 12. So this episode makes the return. I don't think that makes sense. Marks the return is what it should say. This episode, I can't read my handwriting and I actually wrote it wrong. This episode marks the return of River Song, last seen in Series 5 Episode 5, Flesh and Stone. Amy is attached to a Cyberman's head, which manages to escape before being chased by an entire Cyberman. Amy is trapped. Rory saves Amy before collapsing and being tranquilized by said Cyberman. The Doctor issues a challenge for his enemies. All of the Doctor's enemies join forces to force the Doctor into the Pandorica. Here is a few clips from Pandorica Opens. Next up is the Series 5 finale, episode 13, titled The Big Bang. So in this story, the Doctor, Amy and Rory reunite. The TARDIS saves River by putting her into a never-ending time loop, which gives the Doctor enough time to save her. Amy is locked inside the Pandorica, which Rory pledges to protect for 2,000 years. Here is a few clips from Series 5, episode 13, The Big Bang. Next up is my last review of series. I count it as Series 5. Some people count it as Series 5, some count it as Series 6. It's the 2010 Christmas special titled A Christmas Carol. So in this story, Amy and Rory are trapped on a crashing spaceship. This episode features a Scrooge-like character featuring the Doctor, Amy and Rory as the ghost of Christmas past, present and future, trying to change his ways. This episode has taken inspiration from obviously the book A Christmas Carol, which was written by Charles Dickens. The shark eats the Doctor's Sonic, Scrooge-like character finds true love thanks to some meddling from the Doctor, and the spaceship lands. Here are a few clips from the Doctor Who 2010 Christmas special, A Christmas Carol. Yep, so next up I'm going to do what I did before I did all my Series 5 reviews. For Series 6 as well as the 2011 Christmas special, The Doctor, Widow and the Wardrobe. So the cast for Series 6 of Doctor Who as well as the 2011 Christmas special is the 11th Doctor, played by Matt Smith, Amy Pond, played by Karen Gillan, Rory Williams, played by Arthur Darvill, and River Song, played by Alex Keatston. And here are the transmission dates. So we started off with a two-parter, which I think Series 6 is definitely, it's the first series that has a two-parter. So Series 1, Episode 1, Rose, no. Series 2 is New Earth, no. Series 3 is Smith and Jones, no. Series 4 is Partners in Crime, no. And Series 5 is The 11th Hour, so no. Yes, Series 6 is the first series of Doctor Who to start with a two-parter. So that starts with The Impossible Astronaut, which was broadcast on the 23rd of April 2011, followed by obviously the second part of the story, Day of the Moon, on the 30th of April 2011. The Curse of the Black Spot was broadcast on the 7th of May 2011, followed by The Doctor's Wife on the 14th of May 2011. Then we've got the next two-parter, starting with The Rebel Flesh on the 21st of May 2011, followed by The Almost People on the 28th of May 2011, followed by the mid-season finale, A Good Man Goes to War, on the 4th of June 2011. So Series 6 is the first season that is split in half. So Series 1 to 5, minus the 2009 specials. They were all broadcast in one big chunk of like 3 months. 2011, I think it was a BBC decision. I'll get onto that when I cover Series 7 because it's quite similar. They split it. So from The Impossible Astronaut to A Good Man Goes to War, which is Series 6, Episode 1 to 7, is broadcast in a chunk. And then the second chunk, which starts with Let's Kill Hitler on the 27th of August 2011, Night Terrors on the 3rd of September 2011, The Girl Who Waited on the 10th of September 2011, then The God Complex on the 17th of September 2011, followed by Closing Time on the 24th of September 2011, and then we have the Series 6 finale, The Wedding of River Song, on the 1st of October 2011, and then we've got the 2011 Christmas special, The Doctor, The Widow and the Wardrobe, broadcast on the 25th of December 2011. So next up will be my review for Series 6, Episode 1, titled The Impossible Astronaut. So welcome back to the Everything Podcast, Season 2, Episode 61. So far in this episode, I have reviewed the entirety of Modern Doctor Who Series 5, as well as the 2010 Christmas special, Christmas Carol, and it ran through the cast and the original broadcast dates for Series 6, as well as the 2011 Christmas special. Now, before I get to start reviewing Series 6, Series 6, when I first watched it, so I explained it in a past episode about when my dad passed away, I went back from the beginning. It was during Flux time and all of that. And when I got to Series 6, I'll get to it in a minute, but what happens in Episode 1, it's insane. And then, Series 6 is one of my favourite seasons, I think. I think Series 6 is up there. Series 7 I really like, especially the first half, which I'll get to, probably depending upon, probably won't be this episode, so maybe to next episode or the episode after that, I don't know. But without further ado, let's get on to my review of Series 6, Episode 1, titled The Impossible Astronaut. So this story is set in America. The Doctor orders Amy, Rory and Riven to not interfere. The Doctor is shot. which, as we have seen with the Party of the Ways and the End of Time, the Doctor then regenerated. The only difference this time is that he's shot again, which kills him stone dead. Yes. Then we learn that this Doctor is from the future. Amy, Rory and River must not tell the current Doctor of his impending death due to paradoxes and other time travel rules. The President of the United States is featured in this story. The TARDIS is cloaked, which the Doctor headbutts, which River references. The Doctor does every single time the TARDIS is cloaked. The Doctor is held captive by a squad of security guards. The Doctor is threatened by guns, as is Rory, Amy and River. The Doctor refers to Amy, Rory and River after exiting the TARDIS as the Legs, the Nose and Mrs. Robinson, respectively. So yeah, that is my review for Series 6, Episode 1, The Impossible Astronaut. Here are a few clips from that episode. Yeah, so next up is my review for the second half of the opening two-parter for Series 6, titled Day of the Moon. So this episode, The Silence is the Villains, are the villains. This story takes place in 1969. The Doctor saves Earth from the Silence by manipulating the human race to kill every single member of the Silence on sight, and River saves the Doctor, Amy and Rory. The Doctor and River kiss for the first time for the Doctor and last for River. Here are a few clips from Series 6, Episode 2, Day of the Moon. Next up is the first standalone episode of Series 6, which is Episode 3, titled The Curse of the Black Spot. So this story features pirates. Amy attempts to save the Doctor's life, which backfires, and Rory is held captive and unable to help. The villain of this story is the Siren, who is a demon. Rory has hallucinations. Even the Doctor and Amy believe Rory has turned insane because of this backfiring, trying to save the Doctor's life. Amy manages to inadvertently, there you go, kill Rory indirectly, and Amy has to save Rory's life using CPR. This doesn't work for a while, but eventually does. Here are a few clips from Series 6, Episode 3, titled The Curse of the Black Spot. Next up is my review for The Doctor's Wife, which is Series 6, Episode 4. So this story features the TARDIS in physical form. The Doctor and the TARDIS have an argument. The TARDIS refers to the Doctor's companions as strays. The Doctor, Amy and Rory trick the villain of the story, which gives the TARDIS time to kill the villain of the story, and this actually seems like a perfect episode to end this episode, which is the Everything Podcast Season 2, Episode 61. So in this episode I have managed, we actually started off the episode with this episode's feature coming up this week. Then I reviewed the entirety of Series 5 of Modlock 2, which is The 11th Hour, The Beast Below, Victory of the Daleks, The Time of Angels, Flesh and Stone, The Vampires of Venice, Amy's Choice, The Hungry Earth, Cold Blood, Vincent and the Doctor, The Lodger, The Pandorica Opens, The Big Bang, the 2010 Christmas special, A Christmas Carol. Then we've done Series 6 with The Impossible Astronaut, Day of the Moon, The Curse of the Black Spot, and The Doctor's Wife. So yes, in tomorrow's episode I will be continuing that with hopefully Series 6, and maybe we might review a bit of Series 7. So yeah, and we'll also have inspirational quotes as well. But that is it for the Everything Podcast Season 2, Episode 61. Goodbye.